Hello and welcome to the Genuine Learning Blog. My name is Melissa Galasso, and today we're going to talk about a proposal that is for SEC filers. I generally don't cover a lot of material related to SEC filers, but this is something that is getting a lot of attention and may create somewhat of a ripple effect into what we expect to see. Obviously, the FASB in their invitation to comment did ask about ESG reporting and whether it should be something that the FASB looks into. The SEC has taken it a little bit step further and has proposed certain reporting requirements. So the enhancement and standardization of climate-related disclosures for investors was proposed by the SEC. It was put on the website on Monday morning, and so this is starting the length of the comment period. And basically, it would require both foreign and domestic registrants to provide certain climate-related information in either its registration statements or in its periodic reporting like the 10K. And so this really is being driven by investors who have expressed a need to provide more comparable information about ESG. There is a lot of ESG reporting, but it's not consistent. Some people do follow things like GRI or II. Or sometimes even SASB type guidance, but it's not consistently applied. And so investors have asked for some standardization so they can get consistent, reliable information. And they want a little bit more information into the plan regarding what the filers are doing. So the goal here is to enhance and standardize these disclosures to meet the investor needs. And so they would hopefully make things a little bit more consistent. And so they're focusing on a few key areas. We're not going to go into the actual disclosure requirements, but just as a sort of heads up of what we're looking at here, they are looking at climate-related risks and their potential impact on the business strategy or outlook. They're also looking at their governance, right? What kind of governance are they looking at in terms of climate-related risk and relevant risk management practices? Specifically in the area of greenhouse gases, which is one area they actually want to get attestation done on. And then certain financial statement metrics, which would be included and note disclosure for audited financial statements. And then information about any targets, right? So if people have set a goal to maybe reduce greenhouse gases or to become more energy independent, there would be some disclosures related to that. And so the information would be presented typically in the registrant's registration statement or in the annual report, and it would be specifically separated out in that area. They also would include in the notes to the financial statement the climate-related metrics, and it would be part of the XBRL tagging that's currently done for SEC filers. As I mentioned, not all of this would be subject to attestation standards. And so in this scenario, they focus specifically on greenhouse gases. And so the registrants would be required to hire an accountant, a CPA, to perform an attestation engagement if they are an accelerated or large accelerated filer to cover at least what they call Scope 1 and Scope 2 emissions disclosure. Scope 1 are the direct GHG or greenhouse gas emissions, and then Scope 2 would be indirect emissions from either purchases of electricity, et cetera. And these would be separately disclosed and expressed by both disaggregated gases and in absolute terms as they go through this. So that would be sort of the guidance there, and they would have to go and get, this would not be an audit per se, it would be under the attestation standards or the SSAEs, as well as obviously the PCAOB requirements there. In terms of timing, they are focused on a phased-in approach. And so you can see here that they are kind of phasing it in based on the size of it. Right now, smaller reporting companies, or what we call SRCs, are currently exempted from the requirements for the actual reporting metrics for the GHG, but they would be in the disclosures for that. And then you can see here the large accelerated filers and the accelerated filers would be 2024 and 2025. And then the assurance requirement would be very similar here. You can see that they would be in the following year. So you have the limited assurance, which would be a review, and then a reasonable assurance, which should be an examination type of engagement. So in the beginning, it would not have the same length of time here. They do provide some safeguards as well as some guarantees as part of this, especially in this phase here. There's an exemption for, as I said, the smaller reporting clients. There is a safe harbor for liability for Scope 3 emission disclosures, because again, they're not subject to this. And again, they're looking towards that forward-looking statements for safe harbors as well. So they are trying to think about some of the implications here. In terms of when is this going to be effective, we don't know. It's only out for comment right now. It's a proposal. I'm sure they're going to get people who really support this, and they're also probably going to receive a lot of feedback from people who don't think this is necessary or within the wheelhouse of financial reporting. So there's going to be both sides of this. So the comment period is going to be open from 30 days from the publication of the Federal Register, which we haven't seen yet, or 60 days after the issuance and publication on sec.gov, which was this Monday. So that would be May 2022. So whatever, May 20th of 2022. So the longer of the two periods. And so we just have to kind of wait and see. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an understanding. We have included in the links here some information about if you want to read the proposal or the shorter summary done by the SEC. Both will be available for you. And if you're so moved, you can provide feedback on whether this is appropriate and whether these timetables make sense for public companies. And then again, we'll wait and see to see what happens for private companies and not-for-profit entities. All right, so that's a wrap for this week. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you on a future week of blog. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.